and as a squad, how proud do you all feel of the performances that you've just put in at Manchester United and Manchester City?
Yeah, they were great. Obviously, to get the 3 points at Man United was great. And then knowing you're going to Man City next after that is not so good. But I think if you'd have said to us before both games, maybe even take 1 point out of the both games, I think everyone would have been pretty happy with that. So to win the Man United one and then come close enough to Man City, it's been a good couple of games.
Is that Man United result in particular one of the biggest results, well, you've had and the group's had in the journey that you've had over the past 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, it is, yeah, but for us as a group, and I can maybe probably speak for the manager here as well, we're into the game believing we could win or get something from the game. So to us, it wasn't really a shock that we won the game. Understandably, we get everyone else expected Man United to win, but for us, we always got in that game believing we could win.
On that basis, then, does this then demonstrate to a few people that might have thought Sheffield United were done and dusted this season that you're definitely not, and that you're well in the survival race?
Yeah, we'll keep fighting. I said before, regardless of whether we do go down or we stay up, we'll keep fighting right to the end, and that's just the way we are. That's the way the manager wants us, and if we go down, we go down, but we'll go down fighting as hard as we can to try and give ourselves a chance.
It's been a tough few weeks with injuries for various players, COVID affecting a few people too. How impressed have you been with the way that the whole squad has stepped up over recent weeks?
Yeah, everyone's been great. We've lost a lot of games over the last few days, and there's still some more to come in quick succession, so I'm sure there'll be changes again in the coming weeks, and everyone's training well and working hard and trying to get into the team.
I mean, you look at individuals like Keane Bryan and Phil Jagielka with their performances last week. They've not had much game time, so for them to come in and put in that level of performance must be a real plus.
Yeah, it was. It was great for Keane, obviously, to get his goal, and obviously coming through at Man City and scoring against Man United was great for him. And Jags was just his normal self. Yeah, he was amazing in that game, and that's what he's got. That's why he's played at this level for maybe the last 15 years, I think it is, for a long time anyway. So yeah, it was just a standard for performance from Jags.
I mean, the manager's talked about how invaluable Phil's been both on and off the pitch. Has he felt like that since he's come back into the club for all of you, just with his experience, his know-all, the fact that he's been there and done it at this level?
Yeah, he's fantastic, especially for the defenders and for us midfielders who like in the Man United game playing in front of him. He's always speaking, always telling you where to be and things, and that's massive, just that bit of communication. And even when he's not playing, he's great around the place and just get around speaking to people and telling them, trying to make their lives a bit easier for them.
I mean, you've talked a little bit about your own performances. Clearly the team appears to have a bit of its sort of confidence and swagger back at the minute. What do you put that down to? Is that the fact that you've got a few wins under your belt? Is it a kind of we've got nothing to lose attitude? What do you think it is?
It's probably a bit of both, I think. Winning games and everyone writing us off, and we'll keep going. As the manager says, we'll keep fighting right to the end. And if that means we go down. It's part and parcel of football sometimes, but as long as we keep fighting, keep working as hard as we can and giving it everything we've got, then that'll be enough for us.
Does that put you in a sort of a decent position in terms of the clubs in front of you are the ones that are looking over your shoulders, and now you guys are the hunters, you're the ones that are trying to claw them back in?
Yeah, we've got to try and start winning games as quickly as possible, starting from tomorrow, because we've seen Brighton beating Tottenham last night as well, so there's also a few teams starting to pull away, and for us we need to try and win as many games as we can out of the last 16, 17 games that's left. I'm not too sure, but we need to start winning as much as possible.
And as a minimum, is it a case of you've got to beat all the teams that are around you, starting with West Brom this week?
Yeah, I think that's the way it always is. For us, going to Man U and Man City, the season's never really going to be defined there. But for us, the teams round about us, as you say, that's the team they've got to be beaten, and hopefully that will start tomorrow.
You'll be 1 point off West Brom if you do manage to beat them. Is just getting off the bottom of the league one of the sort of milestones that you're all aiming to do to tick off first?
Of course, yeah, it's not nice. Also been stuck at the bottom for so long. But that's down to us, and it's up to us to try and put it right. And yeah, we'll just keep working hard. And football's a weird game sometimes. Strange things can happen, so you never know.
And in terms of milestones, if you do win tomorrow night, that equals Derby's record low in the Premier League. Is that something that you've all been conscious about surpassing, and another sort of little milestone that's motivated the players?
No, I've seen that. I've seen that though, but it's not something personally I've thought about. I've always believed we'll win enough games to certainly get past that margin. But our main aim is just to try and stay in this league, not catch other people's targets at points totals.
In terms of the game at the Hawthorns earlier this season, the team played really well, created a number of chances, but ended with defeat. Do you feel like you deserved at least a point from that one?
Oh yeah, that would have been the least we deserve. Yeah, but again, we didn't take our chances. Sorry, we had 5 or 6 good, very very good chances in, and never took them. And to be fair, they had some chances as well. It was quite an open game in the second half, so fair play to them. On the night they took their chance and we didn't, but I think we certainly played well enough to get something from the match.
In terms of taking chances, it is keen, isn't it, that all of you start to chip in with some goals between now and the end of the season. I know that the striking options have been bolstered with the return of Ollie McBurney, but the fact that, we heard about your chance earlier, people do need to chip in from across the team.
Yeah, of course, and as you say, it's not just the strikers, it's all as midfielders, defenders have got to start scoring more from set pieces as well, and obviously it's the striker's job to, at most of the time, to score the goals, but as a team, we've certainly not done that enough this season.
Do you feel like you're enjoying your football again at the minute, John?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it's good. Obviously not enjoying where we are in the position we're in, but enjoying working hard and keep going and see where we can go.
And in terms of the journey that you've been on with Chris Wilder, the achievements that you've had over recent years, would staying up surpass all of that?
Yeah, I think so. I think it would, yeah. For us, when we first came into the Premier League, the main aim was just to stay in the division. I know last year we had a very good year, but the aim this year was to try and stay in the league, regardless of how we done it. Didn't really matter, so as I say, we need to start winning some games to give ourselves half a chance of that.